In this short video, we will review 5 common memory myths that adversely affect our ability to learn. 1. Memory is like a video recording. Many people believe that memories are stored in much the same way that we store information in a computer. While our brains can save information much like a computer can, for the future, Robert Bjork states that this is where the similarities end. When we create a file on a computer, we expect no change when we open it again in the future. With our long-term memory, on the other hand, the file is going to be a little bit different each time we access it. Every time a memory is recalled, it is re-encoded by a similar, though not identical, set of neurons. In his research, Bjork states that it is important to understand, for example, that we do not store information in our long-term memories by making any kind of literal encoding of that information, but instead, we do so by relating new information to what we already know. In other words, memory is not reproductive, memory is reconstructive. 2. If I want to remember something, I will. A desire to remember is not the same as the active effort and effective use of techniques to ensure we remember. Memory is the residue of thought. This concept suggests that the more you think of something, the more likely you are to remember it later. In other words, employing an active approach to remembering is more effective than a passive one. 3. Memory is weakened with the passing of time. People think that their memories are eroding with the passage of time. However, cognitive science suggests that our access to the information we store in memory will instead succeed or fail based on the quality of the cues. So the memories may be encoded but unable to be retrieved unless certain prompts are present. Bjork agrees and says that the information once stored by virtue of having been interrelated with existing knowledge in long-term memory tends to remain stored. 4. If I feel I know the material, I probably do. Research shows that most adults think they know more than they actually do because they tend to confuse familiarity with knowing, or fail to properly judge their learning. They lack tools to self-monitor and self-assess. It is also common among students, which is why we might score lower on tests because we overestimate how much we know. 5. Our memory has a limited capacity. Bjork research suggests that our capacity for storing to-be-learned information or procedures is essentially unlimited, which is a concept shared by other prominent researchers on human learning.